How'd it go with the little boy?
Oh, great. Knew Mrs. C. Lucian and I went to Kelly's. He's a good kid, you know, happy, friendly. A little messy, but what do you expect from a 3-year-old?
When you're out with Brenda and this kid, I just want you to keep a low profile. Very important to me. You understand?
Knew Mrs. C has a thing about bodyguards. You know, she wants a kid growing up feeling normal.
What's normal? I mean, you know, I come back from my honeymoon, 5 minutes later, there's a 3-year-old at my doorstep. Now, what do you call that?
Well, it's going to be an adjustment, obviously, but I think she's going to do great, boss.
Yeah, she is.
All right, I've drawn up the documents on the warehouse lease. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Are you taking a break from guarding little Lucian?
I am just filling the boss in on how it's going. I'll just be over here.
I know Max is wonderful with children, but please try not to take advantage. He does have a life outside of the Corinthos family, you know.
Speaking of family, we got more important issues than the warehouse lease. Brenda's maternal rights to this little boy have to be legal and airtight.
Mm-hmm. And in what capacity, if any, do you wish to be involved?
To make sure Brenda has ironclad legal custody of this little boy.
Might not be possible.
Make it possible.
A DNA test has been performed, yes?
Brenda, she believes that, it's her son.
Okay, well, I'll take that as a no.
Well, at this point, I want to make sure that Brenda's secure. We'll take care of the paperwork. We'll deal with the rest later.
Cart before the horse, so to
Diane,
speak.
I think the boss has made himself very clear.
Yeah, listen to him. He knows what he's talking about.
Fine. I will draw up the paperwork.
Okay. This little boy arrived here via his grandmother, Suzanne Stanwyck, and I can tell you right now, she's the type of person who could cause a lot of problems.
All right. Who was Lucian living with before he was whisked off to his mother's?
His adopted parents, she says, they're dead.
And you trust her?
I don't trust her as far as I can throw her, but you know what? There could be some relatives who want a, legal claim of the kid. I don't know.
All right. I'll do all the research, although this is certainly not my area.
Yeah, just handle it, Diane. Everything will be fine.
And do you wish to have any custodial rights? Are you planning on adopting Lucian?
I just want to support Brenda at this moment. That's all.
I think that's wise.
What does that mean?
Look me in the eye and tell me you want to have another child. It's a perfectly reasonable question, Sonny. You're married to the boy's mother. How much of a role do you want to play in Lucian's life? I mean, I can imagine that you have some trepidation given the dangers that your other children are exposed to.
I don't pay you to pry into my personal life.
As your attorney, I am simply advising you that this is an issue you are going to have to face sooner or later.
You're getting real close to crossing that line.
I haven't even begun to touch the line with my toes, Sonny. You're married to the boy's mother. She's brought him into the house, presumably for good. Now you
Enough! Okay, that's it.
Okay, not that you asked, but I will tell you that the book that I co-authored, The Secret Life of Damien Spinelli, is a runaway bestseller, so it would serve you right if I simply resigned from being your attorney and retired to writing full-time.
Am I interrupting?
No, we're finished here. Okay, Diane, I already let you know what I need. Now, unless you want to resign and start collaborating with the, alien from another planet, that's up to you.
Since you have expected me to put up with this insufferable, not to mention condescending attitude, the least you can do is provide me a driver.
May not be the best time right now.
If it gets Diane out of here, be my guest.
Okay, let's go. Let's do that.
Max will be taking a well-deserved 5-hour lunch.
Yeah, whatever. She's a terrific lawyer, but sometimes I feel like, it's more trouble than it's worth.
Well, you might want to be nice to Diane because Michael might need her.
Thank you. Is it that difficult to find one guard for a 3-year-old boy?
What are you talking about, a 3-year-old?
Nobody told you about the boy?
I guess not.
You know what? There's been so much going on. I assume that Brenda told you.
About what? I don't...
Her son.
The baby. So I was right. The baby didn't
you were
die in
half
Africa.
right. Brenda didn't lose the baby, and she wasn't lying. Suzanne engineered the whole thing. All right. She took Brenda's baby and let Brenda think that he was dead.
Doesn't sound like a very good friend.
Try telling that to Brenda. Night before last, Suzanne, out of the blue, shows up right there at the door, right? With a 3-year-old boy named Lucian, and she claims it's Brenda's son.
Any proof?
Well, there's a birth certificate, adoption papers, but there's, that's all that stuff can be forged.
Well, yeah. I mean, if anyone knows about that, it's me. I mean, I signed away rights to a kid that wasn't even mine, and now this kid is here. That's crazy.
Sweet kid, shy to be expected, but all Brenda can think about now is being a good mother to this little boy.
And that concerns you?
Well, all I want is for Brenda to be happy. But I don't trust Suzanne, and I think she has an angle, but even if she didn't...
What?
I don't want any more kids. I'm trying to do what I can with the kids that I got. But I married Brenda, and I convinced her that we could go through anything together. We belong together. I didn't know she had a child.
Would that have changed things if you had?
Well, look, I would love Brenda regardless. But the thing is, how hard it is to bring up kids in this life. Even for mothers. Look at what Carly had to go through, kidnapping, shootings, thinking Micgael was dead.
Yeah, there's no way,
it's tough.
Brenda wouldn't be able to stand up to that.
No. What I'm thinking is, she loves this little boy. I see it with the boy. It's tough. So, the only thing I can do at this point is adjust. I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
No, come on, you got a lot you're doing. That's okay.
Speaking of my kids, how's Micgael? What?
Well, look, Abby's ex-boyfriend was found dead in the parking lot of Vaughn's with 2 bullets in his head.
And I know you're doing everything you can to protect your brother.
Michael's more worried about Abby than he is himself.
I don't care. Look, Abby is a bit, or he's going back to prison. You know that.
There is another concern.
What the hell does that mean, another concern?
I have reason to believe that John Zakar is trying to exploit the situation.
Exploit? How?
Abby's ex, Brandon Lowell, this guy didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, yet he's got the most expensive lawyer in town, Angela Dwyer. She represents the Zakars.
So Johnny pays to get Brandon released. Brandon's on the street. He ends up dead. Micgael is going to pay for it. That's what Johnny wants, so he can get back at me. Is that what you're saying?
It's just one possible scenario.
No, that's how Johnny thinks.
Yeah, but it's no proof. So I'm warning you, you got to proceed with caution here. Don't start a war over this.
Okay, hold on here. It's amazing how we were just talking about a 3-year-old little boy who turns up in my house. And I'm thinking, Micgael was my first kid, and look what he's been through. I don't want him suffering anymore. So, I'm telling you, as my son, the cop, if Johnny is behind this, I will shut him down.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good.
How's it going?
All right.
Have a seat. Want to play some baseball?
No, sorry, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I heard that Abby's ex wound up dead in Vaughn's parking lot.
Yeah. And I hated the guy. I can't say I'm sorry he's gone. But that I didn't do it, nor did Jason.
Well, I'm glad about that, but just because you're innocent doesn't mean you'll be exonerated, because the cops are doing everything they can to find an excuse to come
There's
after you.
no evidence
Send
linking
you
me to
back.
the murder.
Evidence can be manufactured.
Well, yeah, but with Dante in the force, no cop's gonna risk planting
I'm
evidence.
not talking about a crooked cop. I'm talking about Johnny Zakara.
I don't know, Dad. Johnny's been helpful to me and Abby.
Helpful?
Yeah, he's been really helpful.
Yeah? Okay, do you not remember that you killed his sister and maybe he's not looking out for revenge, but he's gonna use you to get whatever leverage he can over me.
Dad, I don't think he would do that.
Well, you better think. He's setting you up. Get you or Jason charged with Brandon's murder. That it distracts me, right? Weakens my position, and Johnny can do whatever he wants to do.
Why would Johnny want to break the peace?
The natural state of the Sicars is not peace, it's chaos. He's probably been planning this for weeks. You don't even know.
Brandon's only been dead for a few days.
Okay, listen to me. It looks like Johnny was behind it because his lawyer represented Brandon, and she's the reason he got released to go threaten Abby, and then he winds up dead in the parking lot. If you connect the dots, you'll know Johnny was behind Brandon getting killed.
Okay, Dad, we do not know for sure that Johnny sent his lawyer to defend Brandon. It could just be a coincidence.
Brandon didn't have any money. How'd he pay for the lawyer?
I'm just saying maybe there's an explanation.
Why are you defending this guy?
I'm not defending him, Dad. I just don't want to rush to judgment.
He's a liar. He's gonna look you right in the eye and tell you what you need to hear. You don't owe him any loyalty. Now, what I need from you, as my son, is you tell me what Johnny has done or said to you.
Okay, he helped Abby. He gave her an advance on her salary, and he didn't press her to pay it back, and he gave us a warning about when Brandon's body turned up dead. That's all.
Okay, you gotta listen to me now, all right? If Johnny ever reaches out to you again, or Abby, you shut him down. One of the principles of war is you gotta know your enemy. And trust me when I tell you, I know Johnny Sakara.
Full progress report when I come to visit on Tuesday. No, Pop, they're not gonna... They're still not gonna let me bring you a rose bush, all right? Look, I gotta go. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Heard you've been dealing with my son.
I like Micgael. He's an impressive
Let's
kid.
get to the point. You paid your lawyer to free the dirtbag who tried to rape Michael's girlfriend.
You jump to conclusions.
And that same dirtbag wound up dead in your parking lot, right? And now you're gonna frame Michael? Did you really think that I'd allow you to do that?